I have to say it's really a privilege and an honor to be here tonight, and I want to thank the Academy for asking me here to induct one of my favorite bands of all times. It's also a pleasure to be here. Thank you guys, because I've been sitting out there and watching a lot of my good buddies, musicians and friends that are not with us anymore. And I'd like to say something to those of you that are watching. To honor the past and the people that have been here is a great thing. It's a wonderful thing. But I don't want the Academy to lose sight that what tonight and all of these events are about is educating the new and young generation. So we never lose the intention of the great invention of rhythm and blues and soul music in America. Thank you. And you know, they say life isn't fair, but you would think, given the amount of great influential music made by the Five Royales, over 80+ singles to their credit, they would be as popular as some of the more successful groups of the 50s, like the Coasters and the Drifters, and also the Platters. God bless them all. The Five Royales were the most integral part of the sound of that era. They began as a gospel group, the Royal Sons Quintet, in 1951. This is just a few days ago. And it was only a few years later, in 1953, when they recorded Help Me Somebody. 3 years, count them, 3 years before historians credit the point in time when Ray Charles was breaking ground in soul music. Got my dandruff up. The best thing about the Five Royales is how their voices both blended and stood apart. Johnny Tanner, as you know, if you've ever heard him sing, is certainly one of the greatest soul voices from that era. The remaining group included Eugene Tanner, James Moore, Obadiah Carter, and featured the great singing, songwriting genius and guitar player, Loman Pauling. Thank you. It was not until the very late 50s when the Shirelles covered Loman Pauling and Ralph Bass's song, dedicated to the one I love. That's when they started getting favorable recognition. The Five Royales toured well into the 60s, billed with the Miracles, the Isley Brothers, Dionne Warwick, and many others. Their music has influenced artists like James Hunter, and you heard him say earlier, Jimmy Vaughn was influenced. Stevie Wonder, Eric Clapton, Mick Jagger, and let's not forget the all-time classic rendition by him, the master and king Ray Charles, a song called Tell the Truth. Tell the truth, da, 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 da. In the early 60s, glad I'm still here to talk about it, I was fortunate to see the Five Royales live at the Beverly Ballroom at Clearwater. That's a place where kids would go swimming in the summertime. Fortunate thing, my high school band was playing at a club downstairs, and we asked the owner, could we go up and see the Five Royales, because we were like giant fans of the Five Royales. And he said, well, you guys are too young. I can't get you up there, because there we were playing in his club underage. Well, the good news about Memphis, Tennessee in those days, it was a brown bag. You brought your booze and you bought setups. And he said, I'm gonna get you guys up there, and it was Duck Dunn and myself. And we had to stand way over in the corner and watch it, but we got to see the Five Royales. I went home that night after that show and started rumbling around in my closet, and I guess I woke my mom up, and she said, what are you doing? And I said, I'm looking for a belt. She said, a belt at 1 o'clock in the morning, what? And what I was gonna do was put two belts together and get me a long strap like Loman Pauling and play way down by my knees. And I did that for a while. I had never seen anybody play a guitar like this. I've never heard anybody sing like this man watching me over here, Mr. Bill Withers. God bless you, my man. God bless you. Wow. The Five Royals were definitely ahead of their time and have been long overdue for their worldwide acclaim. They've been nominated before, like many others, but tonight is the night they are being inducted for their influence in all of music, not only rock and roll, but soul, R&B, and jazz, and all that sort of stuff. So it gives me a sincere pleasure to finally induct. They wanted to be known as the Royals, the Five Royals, and they had to change their name. And disc jockeys call them the Five Royales, and we always call them the Five Royales. It's my pleasure to induct them into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. God bless you.